Good afternoon. Welcome to Midcap Radar live from the CNBC-TV18 Motilal Oswal studio. I'm Sonal Bhutra. With me today is Ekta Batra. Continues to be a down day. We have been able to manage to stay at that 25,800 mark, but it's been a day where we've seen levels lower than that as well. Midcaps are underperforming and a lot of pressure coming in from big names like the banking names and Reliance as well.
Hi Sonal, yes, absolutely. As of now, we can see the mid-caps also under pressure, so down around 0.4% at this point in time, with the advanced decline ratio, which is extremely dismal and has been through the trading session. But like you mentioned, the financials are holding up, but we have autos as well as a couple of these insurance stocks which are under pressure at this point in time. Let's take you through the top stories that we're tracking. Stocks drift lower with the market breadth remaining negative. Industrials, consumer durables and realty are the big drags, while PSU banks eke out gains. Mid-caps underperform.
Meesho is locked in upper circuit after brokers UBS initiates coverage with a buy rating. The stock is now up around 95% from its IPO price.
Indraprastha Gas gains in trade after Nomura upgraded the city gas distributor to buy. The brokerage house believes lower tax and transmission tariffs will support margins.
India's largest dialysis service provider, Nephroplus, makes a flattish debut, listing with gains of about 6%. The management tells CNBC-TV18 that they expect to maintain 25 to 30% CAGR growth momentum and see a huge headroom for growth. All right, those are the top headlines. We'll discuss some important corporate conversations as well on the show. But for now, if we take a look at the markets, at the mid-caps, which are seeing a lot of pressure, the small-cap index too is lower in trade, though we have seen some recovery, but that was quickly sold into as well. The advanced decline ratio absolutely in favor of declines and some pressure coming by for Bank Nifty as well. But the PSU banking index, that is bucking the trend today.
Yes, absolutely. The PSU banks are doing well, and the other space which is doing well is anything which is silver related. So Hindustan Zinc, like we've been mentioning, has been doing well in today's trading session because silver prices are at a record high. But separately, we also have Tata Silver ETF, which is up around 4% We have Nippon India Silver ETF, which is up around 3.7% as well. So both of those are in focus in today's trading session. And like Sonal mentioned, a couple of these PSU banks, say something like Canara Bank, is showing traction on the upside. And just watch out for a couple of stocks such as Wockhardt, which is managing to hold up as well. But let's get to our segment, Mid-Cap Movers, where we take you through all of the mid-caps that are moving around in trade this afternoon. Hormuz joins in to tell us more.
Well, again, it's not a very good-looking screen for the broader markets, at least in today's session. So we'll start out with some of the losers first up. And Gallant Ispat is one such name. It's the top loser among the small-cap names today. 14% lower on the stock, continuing to extend losses. Shakti Pumps, after a breakneck rally over the last 3 to 4 trading sessions, is seeing some profit booking, as is Refex. Refex has had a very volatile last 3 to 4 days, 9% lower here as well. And Polycab has been at the lowest point of the day, is broken below its 100-day moving average as well. No specific news trigger for that move. Still 3.5% lower on the stock today. Some of the others that are not doing well today are the real estate names, and Sobha, Anantraj, DLF, all of them and almost all of the constituents on the realty index are trading with losses today. The newsmakers is a very interesting list here, and AkzoNobel, of course, after the block deal at one point was down 15%, so some recovery from the low, still 13% lower. Indian Overseas Bank with the OFS being launched, Saregama, the street not liking the acquisition announcement that it made last evening, so 6% lower here as well. And IGL bucking the trend, and the city gas players doing well for themselves, as 5.5% higher on this stock as well. Stocks that are doing well on the volumes front, Meesho, of course, very strong volumes in that 20% upper circuit. Aditya Birla Fashion doing well for itself, and Ola Electric, another low for the stock today, another 2% gone after yesterday's 8% fall. And lastly, stocks at 52-week lows. Tejas Networks has had a very forgettable year, and today is turning out to be no different. Another low for the stock. Cohance and Oriental Hotels too are some stocks that are at a 52-week low today.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for joining us with that list, Hormuz. It's a good time to get in Ajit Mishra, the SVP Research from Religare Broking, for a technical check on the markets. Ajit, good afternoon. What next for the Nifty? We do see some recovery, but that gets quickly sold into, and we've been around the 25,800 mark for a while. What is the next important level to watch out?
Yeah, good afternoon, Sonal. Good afternoon, Ekta. So, Sonal, the challenge is that it's been almost 3 weeks now that Nifty has been hovering around this area, means 26,000 we make attempt. In fact, the 20 EMA mark is something where we are seeing actual tussle going on, which is currently around 25,950 zone. So till last week, things were positive. This week around, due to the weakness in rupee, we are seeing that markets are drifting lower. Now, 25,700, the recent swing low, that's going to be the critical area to watch out for. Because in case if we fail to hold this level, then market would confirm lower highs, lower low structure, which can further push the index towards 25,500, 450 area, which is the 100 days of exponential moving average. So as of now, 25,700 is going to be the make or break area for the Nifty index.
Okay, all right. So yes, hovering around these levels in the past 3 odd weeks. But Ajit, what would the stock recommendations be? Because there are certain stocks which are managing to hold up. There is some amount of traction in specific counters.
Yes, interestingly, Ekta, means if you see that the broader market is not reflecting the overall trend, means mid cap, small cap, they are beaten down very badly. But within the large cap and larger mid cap space, you still find counters which are holding strong. IT is one pack wherein we are seeing sustenance, means Infosys after almost 4-5 days of consolidation, where we see the potential of further recovery. So 1650 is what we are eyeing. With the stop at 1580, one can go long Infosys even at current levels. On the other hand, private banking space, wherein we were seeing that ICICI was underperforming. Today, we have seen a fresh break below the long-term averages. So this may result in further decline in days to come. So 1310 is something that ICICI may test in the near future. So with stop at 1370, one can go short in ICICI.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Ajit, for joining in with those technical picks and the market levels. For now, we'll slip into a break. When we come back, we'll connect with Aditya Virvani of Embassy Group as the NCLAT has halted the bankruptcy process, which was initiated by NCLT. We'll discuss that and a lot more. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Well, the National Company Law Tribunal has admitted Canara Bank's plea to initiate insolvency proceedings against Embassy Developments as the company is liable as a corporate guarantor for loans issued to Sinnar Thermal Power. This particular order has been stayed by the NCLAT in their recent order. To understand more what the outlook is and what are the legal repercussions of this move, Aditya Virvani, who is the Managing Director at Embassy Group and Embassy Developments, is joining us now. Aditya, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining in. Well, the stock is sharply lower despite the clarification that you have issued to the exchanges that NCLAT has stayed the order. If you can give us some clarity, how long is this stay for? How long does usually these stay orders stay for? And what is the next legal step that Embassy Developments can take? Because the investors definitely need some clarity because there is a financial exposure here, right, in terms of the guarantee that you have provided.
Yeah, thank you for having me on. But let me put in perspective where we are with this. So on 11th of December, we were admitted in NCLT. The same day at 2 p.m., we got our stay. And this is a matter that pertains 15 years ago with an entity that has no relation with Embassy Developments, nor does it have any relationship with any Embassy Group entity. It is relating to a company called Ratan India and a subsidiary called Sinnar Thermal that had a NCLT proceeding that actually got concluded on the 28th of November. And all of its creditors, including Canara Bank, were part of that. We actually were not even a corporate guarantor. And this is the entity, MC Developments, erstwhile India Bulls, was not even a corporate guarantor. We had committed that we would fulfill an equity contribution, which anyways got fulfilled by the primary obligator, which was Ratan India. So it is a very strange order. We feel it's also strange that Ratan India, the primary obligator, was not even part of the NCLT order. But we are happy to get a stay. Our next hearing is on the 22nd of Jan. And we feel quite confident that if we're able to explain the technical details of this, the NCLAT will definitely understand.
So Aditya, just to clarify, what exactly is the relationship that Embassy has with Sinnar Thermal? None.
Actually, there's no relationship. We're not a related party, and we have nothing to do with Sinnar Thermal. That is the entity that has gone default, and the insolvency is against them. We were simply just a equity backstop committer. And we were the second backstop after the first, which was the promoters of Sinar, which was Ratan India. In fact, they have actually fulfilled their entire equity contribution. So this is the situation.
Okay, so you're not guarantors as well for the loan that they had. Just trying to understand. They went into NPA in 2017. This issue, as you said, dates back to 17 years. Have you asked for any clarification from the NCLT or NCLT as to why your name at all was dragged into this matter? And have you had a word with the exchanges as well? Because on the back of this, you were put into ASM.
Yes. So a few things there. One is also the invocation of this bankruptcy happened during a COVID monitoring period, which is actually barred as per Section 10A. So very strange that that also happened during that period. But yes, we have been engaging with the stock exchanges, with both NSE and BSE, trying to clarify this point. It seems like it's a technical glitch. When an entity goes into NCLT, gets admitted, they have to live by what their protocols are. We have gone back to them and we're engaging with them, and we think that they'll understand the matter and we should be able to resolve the stock exchange situation.
Okay, so maybe Jan 22nd is when you'd probably get more clarity. That's when the next hearing is.
Yes, that's when the next hearing is. And, I'd like to say that the company is in a great place today. Q3 is going to be a really bumper quarter for us. We can expect roughly 1,500 crores of pre-sales, which would be double of what we've done for the first half of this year. We're also committing to stay on track to our 5,000 crores of guidance, which would be double of what this company has done from last year. So actually, we feel pretty confident about where the business is. The liability is a 370 crore liability. Right now, the net worth of this company is 10,000 crores. Our debt is 3,500. So we're at a very comfortable debt equity ratio of 0.35. We feel that in the worst case that we need to fulfill this liability, the company is in a great financial position to do it. But we do feel our merits are very strong. We feel good about 22nd Jan, and we're hopeful that NCLAT will understand our situation and this will be behind us.
Aditya, do you think this could be in any way related to erstwhile embassy developments, that's India Bulls Real Estate or Equinox, and that is now coming on to you? I'm just trying to understand, because investors also want to understand, will this liability come on embassy at all? If you had any relation before the restructuring in form of a guarantor?
Oh, absolutely. So this is regarding Embassy Developments Limited, which was erstwhile India Bulls Real Estate. So in 2010, India Bulls Real Estate was a guarantor to an equity backfill, like I mentioned, to this loan, a second guarantor after the first, which was the promoter entity. Now, two things important. The promoter entity has actually already fulfilled his equity contribution to this of roughly 3,000 crores. So actually, our equity backfill should have dropped off back then. Now, the second thing is, the first guarantor has not even been admitted in the NCLT, which we are very surprised about that matter. Nevertheless, we will have to address this with NCLAT in our judiciary system, and we will explain this fully and well. And we feel that, for the various different reasons I explained, the company is in a pretty good place. Even in the worst case scenario, we feel we're very good. A 370 crore liability is not the end of the world for this company. There are bright days ahead for this company.
Okay. All right, Aditya. Well, hopefully there should be more clarity in terms of your communication to the exchanges as well as on Jan 22nd. Thanks very much for joining in and speaking with us. So that is Embassy Developments clarifying that they do not have any relation with the company mentioned, which is basically Sinar Thermal at this point in time. And they will be clarifying to the stock exchanges. They're sticking to their 5,000 crore guidance as well going forward and seem to be quite bullish in terms of the second half in terms of sales. We'll take a short break, but up next, we'll get you more stocks in focus. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Well, for the markets, it's weak. So we have the mid-cap index, which is at the low point of the day, down around 0.5% at this point in time. The advanced decline also trending a bit lower. I just want to point out that in terms of specific stocks, we have a couple of gainers which do stand out from the broader market. So say something like a Dilip Bilkol is showing some amount of traction. That stock is up around 5%. IGL is doing well. But Patel Engineering is also showing some amount of traction. So that stock is up around 4.6%, along with Thangamayal and TD Power Systems. So all of these stocks are showing good amount of traction in terms of the volumes as well as the price action. On the downside, just watch out for, say, stocks such as IOB. We have Saregama, which is in focus, Akzo Nobel, which is also showing some amount of weakness. Maybe that stock should come up for you. So Saregama as well as Akzo Nobel, all of these stocks showing pressure. Shakti Pumps, which had a good run last week, is also coming in for some selling. We need to wrap up on the show, but stay tuned. You have your stocks coming up next.